Hey Doug, I'm Steve Palea, Managing Director of Mainstay Digital. Today you've had the pleasure of talking to Kelly, and he's asked me to put together a video demonstrating some of the things that we can do for your company. And so I've been cruising your website, taking a look at how you've been marketing things so far, and there's several ways that we can support you in your marketing. The first one that came to mind was the scalable robotic solutions. This would be perfect for a configurator. We have a demo here that we've put together, and basically you can have all your different modules, and then you can drop them onto the scene, and you can see when I zoom in, this this is actually a packaging machine, but it's animating. It's operating just as it should be. So every one of your modules could have an action going on. And what's really awesome is we can connect multiple modules together. So you can say I do this, and bam, the conveyor belt pops in automatically, feeds the next machine with animation going on. This is a really great way to configure production floors. That's actually what this was originally intended for. We would have multiple modules together, being able to configure a setup on the fly, so sales teams on sales calls or at a trade show or anywhere you might need it can configure a setup for machines. What's really awesome about this is I can take snapshots of this layout. I can have equipment lists. I can have price data. We can gate this to be behind an email list. It can be on your website. Could be just something for your salespeople. There's all kinds of different things that we can do with this. So whatever your requirements are, we could do it with a configurator, and they're just so cool because you can actually see the products actually working. So going back to your website, there is just a lot of just regular equipment that you're mostly relying on still photography for. This is where we can go ahead and just make product renders, or we can create a rotation. What you're seeing in front of you is embeddable on the website, so it can be used standalone like I'm showing you here, or it could be embedded on your website and just allows users to rotate around a fully rendered image of your products, and it looks beautiful. I've got a couple different examples here so you can see all look very spectacular. Here's one that's kind of in a similar realm. It's a welding robot. But could just be an excellent way to showcase your products. So they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. What's a movie worth? Much more than that. Here's one that we did for KUKA. So we can support you by creating custom videos that showcase the benefits and features of your products in an actual use case. Go inside the product if there's something about your systems that make them stand out on the inside. That might be hard to do in a traditional video, but if, for example, it was special metal gears or whatever the case may be inside, we can x-ray, go inside, and see what's special about it. These are great for just product reveals or just general information, but they can also be used for step-by-step tutorials. Step 1 in setting up this robot, step 2, so on. Can also be used for service, anything like that, troubleshooting. Lots of things. They're really great on social, obviously, because you can cut them up and use them for all kinds of different things. Moving on beyond a traditional video, we also have interactive video. And so here is a client, Pearson Packaging. We did 27 of their machines, and what's so cool about them is they've embedded them on their product pages with all their other specifications. But if you click into them, you can see that the machine's actually working. It's looping continuously, but then they have all their benefits and features as buttons all the way around. So then I can click on a button, and then the interactive is going to fly into that feature, and I'm going to learn more about it with a pop-up here, and it continues to work endlessly. And so it's a great way to see the products in a very realistic way, and it's really popular for trade shows because you can have this on a large touch screen and you can get lots of interaction that way. One of the advantages at a trade show leveraging something like this is that you don't have to wait for a looping screen. You know, if a salesperson's talking to somebody about a particular feature, you don't have to wait for the TV to loop around to get to that particular one. You can just click on the machine and go directly to the feature or benefit that you're talking about. So it's very useful in that regard. Additionally, we can incorporate a lot of this into a configurator as well. So not to fear, we've got a solution for just about anything that you might need. Let me head back here. I'm going to show you this example. This is one of our clients, Boone Edom. They make security doors at trade show, or security doors, and at trade shows they actually have their interactives on a large touchscreen, and so they actually do ship all of the products. But a lot of companies use interactive as a way to not ship every product because you can have it on a screen. But if you do ship the products, one of the main things that you can do with them is talk to people who come up to your booth in a way that they understand. So what Boone Edom has done is created different verticals. And so if they're talking to somebody in a data center versus a hospital versus a corporate office, they can show their equipment in that vertical in a way that makes sense and speaks to that user. And you'd be surprised how many people can't make the leap if they can't see it. So having something that is next level. Also, what's going on here is they can't demonstrate all the features actually at the trade show. One of them is this emergency egress function. In a case of emergency, all the doors fold in, and so you can exit it immediately. It's not something they can reset, and so at least not quickly at a trade show. So they're relying on doing it virtually to show that feature to people who want to know about it. So you can't have actual welding at the trade show. There might be some other things that you might need to do, but that is all very possible to show in a interactive video. And so just to show you a couple different examples. So here's that Boone Edom one. So the way we've done this is we've made it so it's modular. So all the products we've done actually independently. So if I click on one of these, I'm actually going to fly down and see this product in that environment. But when I get here, this is its own interactive video, and this is how we started. We just created interactive videos for every product. So if I click on it, like emergency egress, you can see it's going to showcase that function that I talked about a moment ago. But basically, we create these standoff interactive videos for every product, and then when we get enough of them, then we can put them all into a use case such as a corporate office. And we're relying on assets that we've already done, so it's very inexpensive to produce more locations, more verticals to speak to more people. So I'm sure robotics have more than one application. You might have interchangeable parts or whatever the case may be. We can show them in different verticals in different ways. Just some more examples here. It's like an onion. So if we were going to go down the vertical route, this is a great one, great partner of ours, either one. They make networking equipment, and we did a vertical for a secured parking lot. So I click on entry gate. I can click on that entry gate, zoom into it. You can imagine if this was one of your modular stations, and then you can see how different things are connected. But then I can go in even further. So in this case, I'm going to click on wireless bridge, and I'm going to fly into that product, get more information about it, but then I can go a step further and see how it is wirelessly communicating to the home base here. So anything that's like an onion can be very hard to explain, complicated. The messaging can get lost with your salespeople. So having a tool like this that you can have helps guide conversations. And what's great about it is after a conversation is done with a salesperson, you can email this link to that person you were talking to. They can show whoever they want, and the messaging is consistent because it's something that is visually pre-recorded, as in we know the flow of what they can do. Here's the same company, same products, but in a different vertical, just to show you. So we can be very product oriented. They make the equipment that goes in these cabinets to the sides of intersections. So if you click on these buttons, it's going to show you a product and actually how it installs into the data rack of this cabinet. So very product focused. But what's also very awesome about interactive videos is that you can be broad scope, broad level, high level, and tell about the systems in general, almost like a 3D video might be able to tell. So if I click on cabinet communications, it's going to tell the story about how all these devices are wired over Ethernet to the cabinet, how this cabinet is daisy chained together to another cabinet at another intersection via fiber, and how they just all are chained together until they get all the way back to City Hall where they're monitored. Now, this might be something that might sound like you could explain easily, but having a picture to go with it just makes it all much more easy to understand. So moving on from there, I'm going to show you the final product that I think might be great for you, and it is Web AR. So this is not a configurator. This is just a product on the web. So this could take the place of some product photography. But what's really awesome about it is I control where I'm looking. I'm dragging my mouse and I can see all the different angles. I can zoom in, orbit around. I can see what it's doing. But the icing on the cake for these is this QR code. If you take out your phone and you scan that QR code right there, you'll be able to put this robot wherever you are. I'm sure maybe Kelly has shown you this, but what's awesome about this is your clients, they might have asked you before, how big is it? So you can imagine those modular solutions that we talked about for the configurator. Those modular solutions, in addition to having a layout, if you just want to pop up a module in front of them so they can see how large it is, you can do that with a web-based AR like this. So if you have any questions about any of this, please reach out, and we look forward to working with you.